Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about why filming your lifts are good but mirrors are bad. In fact, I am of the general opinion that if a gym is really serious about people gaining strength and size, not about posing in the mirror, not about people being able to flex, that mirrors should generally be banned from the weight room. And the reason is that they actually teach you bad form, they teach you bad technique, because when you watch yourself in the mirror, you have the potential, a much higher potential for form breakdown and injury than if you just learn to go by feel. And it's not to say that lifts shouldn't be coached and looked at. I usually believe that every serious work set or every heavy lift that a person does should be videoed. If you do not have a coach there, standing there watching you, you should video every lift, right? You should video your lifts. We live in a technological age where every single person has a portable camera with a massive memory storage. You literally have no excuse whatsoever to not video your lifts so that you can assess form. You have no excuse other than pure laziness, right? There's zero reason for that. I came from an era when we didn't have this, and that's the frustrating thing, is that if you say something like, well, and whatever, in this year I was lifting this weight, people say, well, where's the video proof? Exactly, because we didn't have cameras, we didn't have this stuff, so we don't have proof. So any of you guys who, and just conversely, I'm going to point out when people in comments or on social media claim to make a certain lift and you don't put it up online, like if you're claiming you've lifted it in the last 5 years and you don't have it online, we know for a fact you're lying, right? Because no person who has an impressive deadlift or bench or squat or anything else doesn't have it uploaded somewhere to link. Okay, so that's by default, you know that person is lying when they come in comments and say, I'm stronger than you, or I lifted this. 100% chance they're a liar. There's no possibility they're telling the truth, because they would have it uploaded ready and would link it, right? That's how easy it is to film today. But I do generally believe that every single lift needs to be either coached or it needs to be filmed so that you can assess your technique. And I think that's a great thing. It's an amazing tool. If anything, that allows us the potential to do so much better than in the past, right? Because historically, only people with really great body awareness, which is like a kinesthetic IQ, could just go by feel and learn to get really good. Like, and I know guys today who are phenomenal lifters who never film any of their stuff. They're like, well, why should I? I squat 600 pounds. I don't need to look at it. I know what it feels like, okay? People with average or below average kinesthetic IQs, mean low body awareness, they can't do that. That person can because they're gifted in regard to that. That's one of your forms of intelligence. Just like not everyone is amazing at calculus or art, right? These are different forms of intelligence, and that's one of them. But for most people who don't have that, this is an extremely valuable tool. But what is bad is looking at yourself in the mirror. Looking at yourself in the mirror. And I see people do that all the time. And the scariest ones, I mean, we could come to the ones that aren't so obvious, but the most obvious ones are people who turn to look to the side in the mirror. And I've seen people do it on a lat pull down, to literally have the mirror to your right side or your left side and to turn to look in the mirror at yourself doing a lat pull down from the side. How utterly ludicrous. Because if you think about it being a back exercise and you've shifted your whole back and torso and everything, and on top of that, this is not a complicated movement. Like, I'm not even a fan of movements like that. I think they're a waste of time for the most part. You want something overhead, do a pull-up, okay? If you're not strong enough to do a pull-up, then that's a whole nother problem, isn't it? It needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed, doesn't it? And if you're not strong enough to do a pull-up, you don't need a lat pull-down. You have bigger priorities. Way bigger priorities. Just my opinion, says me. So over to the point. See people do that. Rows, deadlifts. My God, when people do these back exercises and turn to the side to look at themselves in the mirror. Wow. Wow. Scary stuff. Because again, you're now turning to the side, and what happens? By doing that, what happens? Where your head goes, the body follows. By turning to the side, they're potentially twisting their spine. And they're going to load it under that twist. And then they wonder why they get uneven development, or they can't develop their back. Or, oh man, deadlifts seem to really hurt my back. I don't know, because maybe on some of your supplemental work, like your Romanian deadlifter rows, you turn and look to the side of the mirror, and you've injured yourself doing that, and then you feel it when you do a heavy deadlift. Or because you do touch and go deadlifts like a moron. And that's one of those other things. That's another topic. I don't need to ever cover, because people who are advanced enough to correctly do a touch and go deadlift don't need a coach. Anyone who still needs a coach isn't advanced enough to do a touch and go deadlift. And if you only deadlift 500 pounds, unless you're a woman, if you're a woman who deadlifts 500 pounds, you're fine. If you're a man who only deadlifts 500 pounds, you shouldn't be worrying about stuff like this. Totally separate topic. I just wish that the guys who did do it explained that other people shouldn't be doing it and why. But I digress. Mirrors are a problem. Mirrors are a problem. Now, that's for the ones that are obvious. Everyone's like, obviously no reasonably intelligent person would ever look to the side while lifting a weight like that. Okay, how about looking at the mirror in front of you when you squat or deadlift? How's that for one that should be obvious that isn't? Yeah. Because as you go up, if you think about it on a squat, if your head's in the correct position, you're trying to keep your head up best that you can. If you are watching yourself in the mirror, your eyes are going to track down and your head's going to track down. Okay. Unless you do starting strength, you should not be looking down when you squat. Of course, I'm not a fan of the low bar squat, that's why. Please make a note, guys, I high bar squat everything. Even all my 500 plus pound squats are high bar. And I try to look up. So if you're watching yourself in the mirror as your torso moves up, if you're watching the same point, or especially you're watching your legs or anything, head's going to track down. You're going to lose your ideal position. Okay, it's not a good thing. Like mirrors in front of squat racks pisses me off. How about a deadlift? How about a deadlift from the front? Yeah. You guys remember, you guys have seen me do, like, I think last time I was at a commercial gym, I did something like a 515 for 5 deadlift, right? Notice my back was to the mirror. Why do you think that is? Because your head position is going to change on a deadlift. And if you're looking at the mirror, you're going to track yourself in the mirror with your eyes. And where your eyes go, your head's going to go. Okay, that's potentially a bad thing. Video yourself. If you want to see what your lift looked like, use a camera. Get it from the best angle possible, whatever angle you need. Get a camera. Film yourself. You already have one. You all own a smartphone. Because of things like that, I would actually suggest that if it wasn't for business purposes, because people want mirrors, because people are idiots. That's why they want mirrors. Because they're stupid-ass bro bodybuilders who want to flex. An intelligent gym, if they wanted to cater to all crowds, would give you a separate posing room with mirrors and take them all out of the weight room. Right? But guys want to be able to also see their pump in the mirror. Or I would suggest that maybe only put them in front of a dumbbell rack. Right? Because that's where everyone's going to be posing anyways, by the dumbbells. And then keep them completely away from everything else. Keep them away from all the squat racks and power racks. Because they have no place there. They cause injuries. They cause bad technique. Because you can't watch yourself in the mirror and correctly execute any of these lifts. So what's the point of having those mirrors there other than to hurt people? Serve no benefit other than to injure people and to make people weak and shitty lifters. That's it. Keep them in a posing room or in a dumbbell area. And everybody else, film your lifts. Right? It's easy. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.